Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this copy scan of a wind spinner, and I guess this would have to be cut out of metal, and they're pretty cool. I like them, and if you tarnish the metal and buff it and get it shiny, it'll do some things. But she's trying to trace it. Well, something like this, why not draw it? It's really easy. I drew one in like a minute. I don't know what size I'm making it. I made the hole, and actually it needs probably a hole in the bottom because this thing has 2 holes. Really easy to draw. A lot easier than scanning and tracing. And so take a polygon, and I'm going to use an 18-sided polygon. Now I'm going to hold down the control button, and I'm going to hit P and put it in the center of the page. I'm going to select 2 of the nodes with my shape tool, and I'm going to go click on it, right click and put curve. And then I can take these, and I'm actually going to take this one and bring it up and kind of get it in the middle. You can play with it. The polygon is going to follow whatever you do. And, you can actually probably well, you can't take that away yet. But you want it even, so let's kind of back up here. Let's think about this. There's 18 sides, so we need to rotate it. I should know this. 360 divided by 18 is 20 degrees. Can't believe I didn't know that. So let's rotate it 20 degrees to get that part dead center top, because that's what we're going to change. So let's take this, select them. There are probably already a curve, and let's bring this up. And see, this way you can hold down the control button. It'll be square. Of course, then you need to change this around and, change this around and maybe put a little bit of a hump to it and put a little bit of hump there. And you could play around with this. Well, I'm not doing a very good job. I'm going to right click and turn that into a curve. There was my problem. So it's relatively close enough. For the one I'm doing it for, I'd spend a little more time. But I noticed there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Well, I'm going to do a few more. I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate. While holding down the Shift key, I'm going to bring this in. And then I'm going to, let's see, on mine, I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to grab the effects and blend, and I'm going to blend it 6 times. Okay, immediately go to Object and break the blend apart. Group it all. Go up to Group and ungroup it. Now, since we're working in the center of the page, we're going to make that center bar, and you want it quite thin. And I'm going to hit P and put it in the center of the page. That's actually a little bit thick for this size. So I'm just going to go here with my ratio lock. I'm going to make it 0.15. Now I had my ratio lock, so it's much shorter. So I'm going to grab it and make it longer with the 2-sided cross. Now, make it longer still. Okay. Now, just one thing you need to think of is don't cut through that first one. And we wouldn't be able to cut through it if we had not broken it. I'm going to hold down the Alt key so I get a perfect line. Then I'm going to go down here, holding down the Alt key with the virtual segment delete key, and go and do not cut that last line. Then just take away your rectangle. And there you have it. Couldn't be much easier than that. And I like starting at the top on mine. I didn't start on the top. I started in a valley. But by rotating in that 20 degrees, I can't believe I had to use a calculator. And you could actually hit P and put that in the center of the page. And then holding down the control button, move it perfectly up. And then that way it's in the center. And you could put one on both ends. And you need to, you need to look at yours and maybe measure this distance. And the only ones I've ever seen been out of metal. You could not bend the wood. So it's going to have to be out of metal. And then she said something about saving as SVG file, and that's, I think they did. I just, save as. If you can't save it as an SVG, well, there it is right there. So you can save it. If you ever can't save something, you can always export it. And then make it whatever size, it's got to be bigger than 3 inches. Well, I probably reduced it, or they did. Anyway, I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.